still yet is needed.
Yeah, that's right. There is.
Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful to have the liberty of Jesus? To have the freedom that our Lord brings to us.
Yeah.
That no man can take that away from us. If you want to read in your minute book last year, we closed out Saturday meeting. We laid hands on that little baby over there.
Tell them about it.
Couldn't even get her attention, Brother Tom. She would just stare.
Lord, mercy.
I would try to startle her, jump at her, and holler. She wouldn't even look at me. They didn't know how bad that she was, John. They said only time will tell. But I know somebody that controls time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Lord God. I know somebody that's got us just like that.
Yeah.
And I'll bet you, Brother Randy, when those doctors just shook their head, I bet you he just smiled. And he said he was probably thinking, you're about to find out where your help comes from. I'm so glad today, son, that I live in a time of mercy. I live in a time of Jesus. You know, he said one time, my Lord was talking to him. I listened, and he said, do not think that I will accuse you to the Father. He said, there is one that accuseth you. Even Moses, who you trust in. Listen, because they were trusting in a man that only brought judgment to them. They was trusting in the man that brought a law that they couldn't live up to.
That's right, brother. Some people still won't do that.
Listen, they were trusting. They were trusting in something that could only accuse them and bring condemnation to them. Brother Fred, but listen here. I used to pray for a minute of time. If God bless me, I'd love to tell you about mercy and love today. If God bless me just for a minute of time, I want to tell you about my home. Listen, Brother Josh, I love my Lord today. Listen, He's done so much for me. How I can't even begin to comprehend His deep love and mercy, the great riches of my Lord. Oh God, today, and you know what makes me nervous about this place? Listen, it's not you, it's not the congregation here. Oh God says, what if there's somebody here that's needing to hear from heaven today? Oh God, what makes me fear today? What makes me fear this place? Why? The Son is I love my Lord, and I don't want to let Him down.
That's right.
Oh,
That's it right there, brother.
Pray. I've never been more ready to preach in my life than I am right now. I felt good all weekend. Oh God, Way back then when all they had was that old judgment. All they had was that old law, and every time they turned around, it was condemning them. And it was telling them, you don't measure up today. You're not good enough. Listen, and I know how they felt. I know, Brother Jason, what it feels like to not measure up. Lord, some people today, I view it like this here. Let's pray. I love to serve God. I love Him. And if you know what, if I could do one thing to maybe make my Lord smile down at me, son, it'd be worth it all. People, I read one place when there was a time when God's people, they didn't measure up again. Brother Cullen, and trouble came to them. And the enemies came and defeated them and carried them away. And was taken unto a foreign land. I told you that I want to tell you about my home. Listen, people, a lot of you don't know, a lot of you do. Brother Cullen, I've lived all over the place. I was raised in Michigan. I lived in Kentucky a few times. I lived in Tennessee, and now I'm in North Carolina. I ain't got home yet. People, I'm on my way home, and I'm going to get there someday. People, they know that the Lord and His people got in trouble, and they was being carried off somewhere, taken to a foreign land, and those that oppressed them, those that had them captive there on their little journey there, the rhymer wrote and said, by the rivers of Babylon, we sat down there and we wept there. There was heartbroken people. They was hurt down inside. And they've been taken away from home. This little sister sitting over here. She told me, Brother Randy, Sister Tammy over here, and we was looking all over for church, Brother Cullen. I've been trying for several years now. I'm doing everything I can, I could, to not organize a church. I said, Lord, surely there's just some little church somewhere, and we can get us a little seat somewhere, and just have a little part with them. And I went over to a little church that they belong to. Listen, and went there a few times, and we talked to them there, and they knew I was a minister there. And one day they asked me to lead in prayer, Brother Randy, and I was just in my seat back there, and my heart was hungry. And I prayed sitting there, and this little sister come over there, and she said, that reminds me of home. When you do that, she said, I've been waiting 20 years down here. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down, and yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. We hanged our hearts on the road. How can we sing God's song without the sound? In a strange land today, I got news for you people. This land, it's getting stranger to me. Oh, I got my eyes. Yes, I'm getting ready to head there. Now, this world's got nothing but trouble for me. I got a little girl. I couldn't make it this time. Brother Cullen, I bless you, my brother. I've been sick lately. Brother Benny, we had a little number 8 on the way. The sun. I guess the Lord wanted it a little more than we did. Brother Cullen. But you know what? Brother Jason, that's all right. There's come the morning. I'm going to hold that little thing.
Oh, thank you, Lord.
The sun. My Lord. And nothing else.
Lord.
The sun. You know.
Oh, thank you, Lord. It's glory to God.
I went over.
Bless you, Lord.
I went over that little prison.
Oh, thank you, Jesus, Brandon.
See where I go to. You know.
Bless you, Lord.
And where I work at sometimes, and I still go.
No, thank you, Lord. Listen to God.
Over Tennessee. I little Max. Prison. And there's a man.
Bless you, Lord.
They got a man in there. Listen, for murder.
Yes, thank you, Lord.
And you know, and he's a big old fella. And nobody messes with him.
Bless you, Lord.
And when I started getting acquainted with him a few years back, I'd bring him in the office and I'd sit him down and I'd talk to him. And you know, he was always telling me about his mom over in Memphis, and then someday he hoped maybe to get out and get to see her again. And he got his hopes up a short time back, and Brother Cullen, I hated to see it. I knew I was coming. I seen him all the time. And he went and sat in front of that parole board, and just as I knew they would, Brother Fred, they told him we can't let you out. He had already been making his plans with his mom. She was very old, Cullen. She was the anchor he was holding on to. And you know, and he was hurt when they wouldn't let him out. And I wouldn't talk to him and try to comfort him a little bit. And I talked to him about the Lord, and I talked to him about praying, and all those things. And he seemed to take a little comfort in that. Brother Cullen, and I got word the other day, they sent me word up in Virginia there, and they took Chris. You know that fella you're talking to, he just got word that his mom passed away, and I knew, Brother Randy, that would be a setback for him. And so I went down and talked to him, Brother Cullen, and you know, this week, I brought him in the office, and I chased everybody out. And we began talking there, and he was a little tore up. It seems odd to see a big old fellow like that, that everybody just kind of clears the way for. And he kind of sat there broken-hearted, and Cullen, and I talked to him, and I reached over and I held his hand, and I said, I've got good news for you. I said, your mom was a pretty good mom, wasn't she? He said, oh, she was the best you could have. And I said, I bet she told you about the Lord. He said, as far back as I can remember, she's told me about the Lord. And I told him, I said, you know what? I'm going to shake your mom's hand one more time. And I said, and if you want to be there, that little to you today. Oh, God. I had a man in there tell me one time, he's a good old boy, and he's also in there for life. Listen, for killing a man, and I was talking to him, and his name is Hammer. That's all he goes by. Listen, and I was talking to him one day. And he likes to talk about the Bible. Yeah. He's been in there a long time already. Son, and we were talking one time, and I asked him, I said, well, do you pray much? And he said, yeah, I pray all the time. And I said, but do you pray for forgiveness of sins? And you know what? His eyes he just dropped his eyes down, and he said, I didn't think there was any used to. Son, oh God, I'm glad I don't live in the time of judgment. I told him about the man of mercy. I told him about the love of God. That's greater than anything. Oh Lord, ain't no wonder the writer wrote, and he said, so I turned and considered all the oppressions that are done. Oh God, under the sun and the tears, such as they are, son. And he said, and the oppressors, they had the power, but they that were oppressed, they had no comforter. Son, people, I got news for you. I met the comforter. I met the man. Oh, people, are you ready to go home today? Are you ready to hear your name called? It's gonna be the sweetest sound I ever heard. There won't be no more tears here for the eyes. God bless you. Oh God, I love to serve my Lord. Son, I gotta be honest with Brother Fred. I was miserable last night. I tossed and turned all night. I'll be honest, I felt like last night at church I didn't leave it all on the court, Brother Collins. Listen, and if Elisha was here, he'd know what I'm talking about. Oh God, I don't have time, listen, to play games here. People, do you want to go home? Do you want to meet my Lord? You better get on your knees while you've got time and opportunity here. There's only one way you're gonna be able to go home with me, people, and that's the home I'm talking about. And it's not up in Detroit. It's not down in North Carolina.